even earlier. I'm posting it for chat.
Yeah, I just showed it to them. It's stupid. Okay, so here we are. Incredon and Krabs back at it again at the Krispy Kreme. Incredon with the aerial specialist, crawler,
Aerial
and sledge
specialist,
start.
of course.
And I love to see sledges in a starting comp. I think sledges are one of the best units you can start a comp with. They dominate everything in round one.
Except for balls.
Yes, they dominate everything you can buy for 100 in round one. They do not dominate if you get balls in your starting comp. That is true.
Yep.
And it is ball
That's
crawl for Krabs. Yep, with marksman specialist.
Yes. So I'm curious here because we have seen every single. I don't say every single match, but every single match we've watched Incredon play, at least in the tournament, Incredon has gone into the boats. So being Krabs. Because now, like, the meta is starting to develop, right? Like, I don't know how many of the matches Krabs has watched, but you have to be expecting the boats against Incredon, and that's what I've been saying every single match that Incredon's been in. Do you think that Krabs is going to go, like, hard into some anti-boat answers, like mass marksman or mass phoenixes early?
I don't know about early, but I hope they get some, because Phoenixes are just a good unit anyway. I don't know if you know, but I like them. And...
really?
Yeah, and...
You like Phoenixes? Do you like Arclights, too?
They're okay, yeah. I like... Oh, you can make a religion out of this. I think that, like, as long as we don't see Krabs just have none of that AA by round 2 or 3, it's okay. But definitely expect a boat to show up at some point.
Yeah, I had expected early with aerial specialists on Incredon, so...
Could come out round 2, yeah.
I think Krabs has this round 1 with the balls and the Arclights.
Well, that's not very exciting of you. That's why you're not the color commentator. It's round 1. It's anyone's match, Sammy. It's anyone's round. No?
You need to analyze. You can start casting.
No, I don't want to now because you said, oh, Krabs is just going to win. And indeed, as the balls go forward, get through all of the crawler chaff, and level 3 marksman is still up, it does indeed look like there is no hope for these little tanks. I'll do it the one play of this during the tournament, folks.
Balls.
There you go. You couldn't hear it, Sammy, but I gave him the balls sound clip.
I heard it in my mind.
It does kind of sound like it's rattling around in there when you play it. So, good start for Krabs.
Subsidized Storms. Subsidized Storms is so good.
Good.
Wait. Wasps. Oh.
Subsidized Storms for later, but 2 units of Wasp now, the Aerial Specialist. Yeah, which is very, very, very good as Aerial Specialist to pick up with debt-free on Krabs right here, because Krabs has no anti-air. Even though you get laser sights on the balls, won't let them shoot up.
Yeah. Laser sights on balls, I always...
Interesting, isn't it? You don't usually see that.
Yeah. I don't know if I like it because balls...
I'd like it, I think, if Krabs gets range specialist.
Yes.
Like, 80 isn't enough.
Storms. Without the subsidized storms, interesting.
Yeah, just the one unit. I think 80 isn't enough on these balls, but if you get them to 120 and they have, like, almost marksman range and they're, like, a second line unit, they could do a shitload of damage.
Yep.
Alright, so the line's coming in now. Chaff for Incredon still with the fangs, but now there is the wasps, and... Wait a minute. Krabs says, Beagle, if you're looking for rhyme or reason, you came to the wrong place. Krabs, you're not listening to the stream, are you? What, who are you responding to and why? Krabs? Krabs? Sammy?
I'm here. I'm not saying anything. I'm letting you handle this one.
Krabs? That's bit of a thing to say at that particular moment when we were talking. I don't know what to do about that. I feel a little bit sus about that. Should we launch some kind of investigation?
I think we leave this at the Starbright. And just keep casting like nothing's going on. I think Starbright can handle this.
Alright, we'll leave it to Starbright. Starbright, if you're listening, this is your tournament, you handle it. As meanwhile, we have laser sight. Sorry, I'm also writing as well. You carry for me for a second, Sammy. You analyze in the
Okay,
deployment
so we
phase.
see Crabs come off goes for the intensive training while Incredon does not go for it. Incredon does, however, go for the single unit of Stormcallers with the subsidized Stormcallers. But I think you need at least 2 if you're gonna go for Stormcallers in every comp, 1 for each flank. I think that 2 is like the ideal Stormcaller unit amount. And it's funny, we actually see both players only going for 1. Incredon actually getting orbital bombardment with Crabs having no shields down at the moment, so I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, no, I was trying to see if Crab's got any sort of answer for the Wasps. He does with Mustangs. Yeah, I don't know how this could go. I mean, it's all going to depend on what this orbital bombardment hits, because every time I use it, like I say, it always misses the clumps that we just want to see. Like, hit this clump right here. I know you guys can't see my mouth, but hit the giant clump right there.
Yeah, I'm back with you now.
Yep, they completely, it just the giant clump of units. I hate that ability so much because of it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but the orbital bombardment completely missed the giant clump of units on Crab's side that Incredon was trying to target with it. And I think that's actually going to be make or break for Incredon here in this round.
Yeah, I was too busy talking with the players,
actually,
so I missed things, but that orbital looked like it did a lot.
Wait, I think I spoke way too soon. I think Incredon's actually going to clutch this with the storms and sledges.
Yeah, it looked like that orbital, to me at least, wrecked a lot of units.
It only really hit the Stormcallers. You missed it, but there was a big cluster where it was like the storms, the balls, the crawlers, and the Mustangs, and the Arclight were all on top of each other. And I was like, please hit that one spot, and it hit everywhere else but that one clump. which is how I always feel using that skill.
Yeah, the random dispersion, like calling in a bunch of mortars on it, can definitely lead to that kind of situation. I think it's a very useful call-in for when you expect to be fighting in a position for a while. Like, you can bracket the enemy in with, like, a strong sledge line or something and keep them there with the artillery.
Yep. Ooh, we get the plus 200% damage Mustangs again. I think that storms... Oh, yeah, okay, all the storms are out. The storms are 100% the answer to the Mustangs. They're just going to fire at those balls when they come in and just wreck the Mustangs with the scatter. Is in my experience with them.
Yeah, that's the lightning storm in the middle that does AoE bombardments as well. So that could be quite nice on these very tightly packed units of Bulls and Mustangs too.
Yeah, we also see the distraction crawlers coming in.
Oh, on God, where?
In the middle there.
Oh, right. I was looking for flanks. You mean the signature crabs,
yeah.
The tryhard crawlers, yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't throw them out last round with Incredon, because Incredon's had the one unit Stormcallers for, I think, a single round now? This is the third round they've been out? I'm not sure. But either way, it's going to completely distract the storms, I think. But we'll see.
That EMP storm is doing a lot.
The EMP landed right on the distraction crawlers, though.
Completely wipes out one unit of the Stangs, makes the other Bulls take longer to get into the fight. Not a lot of Stangs left to fight these level 2 Wasps. This looks good for Incredon, at least on the right flank, I think.
The Chad Stangs are still alive, though. It completely missed the Chad Stangs. And the Stormcallers are getting distracted with other targets. They're firing at the Arclights and at the balls. They're not shooting at those Stangs. Oh, actually, nope. This volley just landed on them.
Take out a good bunch of them there, and there's not much left now for Crabs. Incredon's storms here won't have anything to defend them, but they will take out a good number of the enemy before they go down.
Yeah, Crabs might get their tower, but I think with the balls going down...
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
With the slow, the artillery is just going to wreck them.
Yep.
That EMP was very nice.
Yes. Do you happen to catch Incredon's Overlord upgrades?
In the last match?
We saw not what he actually picked, but what he had available. Because I'm wondering if Incredon has armored Overlords, and he does that as a counter to the Mustangs.
I don't think so.
Incredon has the Overlords ready, by the way. They're unlocked and ready to go, so we'll see. I think we're going to see the Overlords this round.
Orbital Jav. Maybe. There's a lot of upgrades to go around.
Yeah, and remember, we were talking about you got to start thinking about countering the Overlords, and so far I don't see many counters. I see the Mustangs with range enhancement, but Mustangs again, they struggle against Overlords if Overlords get a few levels and the right upgrades.
Yeah, right now they're okay because they're high level. Like those level 4 Mustangs with range on just got range for crabs.
Oh, the intensive
Intensive training, yeah, that is gonna kill an
Oh my
Overlord no
God.
problem.
That will.
Ooh, and they were moved? Yeah. What? So Krabs picked the redeployment. This is really critical. Krabs picked the redeployment and actually ends up redeploying the Mustangs that were going to move into the tungsten with the balls that were just placed. So pretty good time to redeploy those Mustangs over to the side here with, especially because they're the most pivotal ones on the field as well.
Incrodon goes for a flanking Overlord on a side with no AA, so that's going to be a guaranteed dead tower right there.
That is good, yeah, because by moving those Mustangs to be tricksy, you end up giving up the tower.
Yeah, oh my god, Incrodon was trying to orbital jab them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah, because they were going to get rotted.
Yeah, but if I said rot, I didn't, like, it didn't come through in my head.
Oh, those Mustangs are doing so much damage, oh my god.
Yeah, the tower goes down to that Overlord that is now uncontested on the flank.
Yep.
And Incrodon does have the armor upgrade for the Overlords, which is again if that Overlord, well, I didn't get enough to speed this round because the tower's doing nothing anymore, but ooh, and there come the storms, but again the counter to this Mustang thing, storms. Like
yeah.
Mustangs, even with range upgrades, can't do anything against storms, just get nailed and then they die because they clump up so much.
Yeah,
and
like...
I think Incrodon's got this with the boat.
Yeah, absolutely. That boat was really nicely placed. Doesn't get to level, so I'm going to be a bit worried about its existence next time. Does have armor upgrades, by the way, you can see. Available. No jump drive instead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, very affected this round. I want to see what Krabs does to respond to it in the upcoming round.
Yeah, no jump drive.
Yeah, it ain't going away.
I think you have to take the armor upgrade, though, against the... Although it's only 2 units of Mustangs, so you really have to get the upgrade, though. I think you see what Krabs does first.
Smoke bomb from Incrodon, I like that. This is a definitive point in the match. A victory probably takes it if it's, you know, like the last one. Passing from Krabs. Not even opting to go smoke against those storms, which I feel like have been doing a good job. Like
yeah,
these...
smoke is just so good. It's actually incredibly smart.
Yeah, would you really... Yeah, I know smoke costs like 100, but would you really rather have 150 credits in round 6 compared to smoke against an enemy of level 3 storms? Like, all this stuff? I don't know. Like, when your Mustangs are dying to them, which are doing all your damage, it's an interesting choice.
Mustangs being so strong. And Incrodon recycled the Overlord. Oh my god, what a good read! Because Incrodon knew that Krabs was going to redeploy the Super Mustangs to deal with it, and I don't think Incrodon could actually deal with those Mustangs with Overlord this round.
And this is what we're saying.
Great read by Incrodon.
This is what we're saying about that first round. Remember when you said, like, oh, Krabs with the response of the heavy balls straight up against the fort on the flank, where it worked there, but now you're seeing where against an opponent who understands what you're going to do and can read it. You know, it's not like the Mustangs are out of luck. It's not a bad move. They're fine over there.
Look at this. Incrodon picks up the oil slick and throws it down inside.
Oh, I like that a lot. So they're going to be stuck in that smoke for even longer. As long as the only problem here is if, like, those storms, the positioning here is a problem because those storms, I think, are going to aggro before they walk into the smoke, and then the smoke isn't good for them. So that's a problem.
Yeah, it is Fangs. Fangs are pretty slow.
I reckon the storms will get targets before they go into the smoke. If it was just a little bit further, but we'll see. Here comes the match now. Yeah, crawlers coming on the side. That is smoke oil for all the other units, if not the storms at the very least. Some of them are going into the smoke, but some are firing.
One of them did. One of them did.
Yeah, and that's the problem with where if the smoke was just a little bit further, it would have worked a bit better. The rest of the units, though, are stuck in it. The Mustangs are in there somewhere. Unfortunately, the Wasp flies straight to them. So it doesn't really matter, like the Mustangs can still just ruin them, but now the Storm's getting those critical salvos in on them, stuck in the smoke grenade. This is not XCOM smoke, Sammy, it's bad smoke. What's happening on the left?
Yeah, the strong Mustangs, oh, they just got hit by a devastating salvo from the Storm Claws, but not before they mopped up that flank, and I think the Overlord from Krabs, which I didn't even notice came out, is unanswered here by Incrodon. It's, okay, they just ran over with the, I think the Mustangs on the other flank just cleaned up, and the Overlord made sure that other flank just won decisively. Oh, it just Elba is available, and Incrodon grabs him.
Incrodon hiring Idris, and Krabs going for the charged ammo. And I think it's just so unfortunate. You just seen like what a difference a little bit of positioning makes. If that smoke was a little bit further back and it stopped the storms, that would have been pivotal.
And I think Incron's going back into the boats. Incron made a pivot hard into the sledges, if you notice. Incron got 2 more sledges at level 1, which I think they should at least be level 2, and then got field maintenance and armor enhancement, so really tanking them up. But there's just not enough leveled sledges on the field. You only have the other 2 units, which are great, but the other ones are level 1. They're just going to die to like an Overlord or the Balls or those really, really level 7 Mustangs.
Yeah, and the problem is not only are they level
God.
7, so you've got the level 7 Mustangs over here, which will ignore armor enhancements, so sledges can't really stop them. Then you have Mustangs over here getting charged EMP ammo, right? So they're going to turn off the armor enhancement for sledges anyway. So there's only 1 unit of sledges on the field that sorry, 1 unit of Mustangs that the sledges can even tank with the armor enhancement here, and that is bad.
Yeah. I think that Incrodon is going into the boats too late. I think that Incrodon did boat hard enough, actually.
I think Incrodon's getting red.
Armor. Yeah, I feel like getting the early armor on the boats and then leveling them up fast to deal with like the Mustangs and everything else, because there's really not a lot of strong AA for Crabs. You've got 1 unit of Phoenixes, the Marksmen, and then the Mustangs, and that's it.
Not even red. I mean, I think Incrodon is just like falling into having to react too hard here. Even the missile. Well, the missile comes out to stop the distraction crawlers, actually.
Crawlers. Yeah, Incrodon's been doing that every round. Everything goes into the smoke this time, though.
That's much better.
Oh, the storms are hitting them. Watch those Chad Mustangs. The other flank is getting swept up pretty hard. Incrodon with some very rear deployed storm callers, though, in the very back of the base, but not enough front line to stop that tower from falling.
Yeah, and that tower falling is a really big moment that loses Incrodon a lot of momentum in this fight. Like, Incrodon's kind of like fighting on even terms, and the tower on the left goes down every match, every round. And it's a big problem, and now there's just nothing left after that 9 seconds wears off. Yeah. Oh dear. This is it.
I think this is it too, yep. Incrodon has a lot of health left. It's not it yet. Incrodon has a surprisingly amount of health left, but
yeah.
Incrodon's getting outboated now. Krabs has 2 boats to Incrodon's 1, and Krabs has a better comp overall.
It's just like the last match. Sorry, the last matchup between them. The nuke. Okay, so here on round 8, seeing the nuke, do you shield?
Please shield. If Krabs does not shield, I think Krabs deserves to lose this.
Yeah.
You have orbital bombardment and nuke on the table. You have to shield.
Yeah, someone said, I think Bounty said too, that Incrodon might have missed out on skill special at some point. I don't think they ever showed up, actually. Ignore me. Oh, Speed specialist is important here for Crabs. They might even fight their way clear of the nuke in time. More boats. Incrodon will live as they died. They will die as they lived with boats, or they will win. Either way, the point is, here come the shields now, which, you know, you gotta see the nuke coming and be like, yeah. Incrodon actually changing the positioning of their nuke. I like the new position a lot better, because even with speed specialists, yeah. Now, Incrodon doesn't know they have speed specialists yet, of course. I'd really like to see Incrodon's orbital bombardment come forward like the nuke. If it came forward, I think this is a big win for them.
You know what? I think I'm going to say it. I think I'm going to say even if these abilities both hit, I don't think Incrodon wins.
I don't know.
I don't think the Overlords are going to do it. I think the sledges are too low level. I think Incrodon doesn't have a front line. The tower's going to die.
Those Mustangs are scary. If those Mustangs get hit by even one of these mortar shots...
Oh, actually, yeah, that would probably change it, but we'll see.
It's all about how the call-ins go here. The nuke will impact a lot of Krabs' army, I think, as long as it doesn't walk forward.
That's a huge amount. Oh no, the speed specialist working so much against him.
Oh, straight into the kill zone. Bring down the hammer. Bang goes the entire right flank. Orbital bombardment wrecking through a lot on the left, but there's still a reasonable amount of force left. Incrodon needs a big win here.
Got hit, but the Stormcaller line is holding, though. They are. It's not. The tower's not instantly dying this time. The enemy tower goes down.
But the problem is, Incrodon needs to have a lot of health to take out Krabs in one fell swoop here. Can the units live long enough? Every unit Incrodon loses here is pivotal to being able to take out or not enough health damage.
If even one of these Overlords dies, I don't think Incrodon can do it. Oh, but the tower?
The tower...
Oh, let's see.
Save that storm! Is it enough?
Is it enough? I'm not sure.
I think it's enough. I think it's enough. It's enough.
Oh my God, it's
Incredon
enough.
comes back with the Collins, the nukes, the orbital bombardments. Woo!
And the boats at the end. Oh my God, of course.
The Collins getting you there. Oh, that was close. Like you said, if even one of those overlords had come down, even just another unit of sledges and like a unit and a half of sledges.
Okay,
Huh?
actually, I think underrated tool here by Incredon at the last minute, which I didn't notice, EMP Stormcallers. For the mechanical division steel balls and also shutting down the extended range on the Mustangs. Because I was wondering, why were the Mustangs on the right pushing so far forward? They weren't shooting. I was like, that was kind of weird. They were getting outranged by the Overlords. And that was why, because the EMP Stormcallers.
That's a good pickup right at the end there. Whew, that was an exciting match. That was climactic. Incredon says their heart can't take this. Your heart will go on, Incredon. You're alright, as will your boats. GG. That was fantastic to watch. Two very good players there.
That was great. What was Incredon's MVP unit, I'm wondering?
I'm looking at it right now for the match with one of the Overlords. Hang on, I'm going to jump out.
Requesting your attention.
Bootlegger says just tipped $6.66.
I can't hear you right now, hang on. All I can hear is boats, sorry. Botus dispenser. Okay, I can hear you now. Please start again.
I was saying the Stormcallers were the MVPs for Incredon in terms of damage. The ones on the flank with like the high damage Mustangs, they were just, you know, racking up the kills. I think that's why Storms are so good. They're just guaranteed high DPS units or high damage units. They're just guaranteed to
Storms, did you say?
Put out that damage. Storms, yes.
Yeah. That's the thing, is Storms are good at doing damage to really anyone. They excel against clumps, obviously. So you can't really stop them from being good in general unless you completely just, like, break through them with speed. Like crawlers and rhinos, and they never get a shot to land. But other than that, it's really hard to do consistently throughout a match. They just do great damage. They're just a great damage unit.
Everything by the numbers.
Definitely. I love them. I think almost every single cop needs two.
Wait a minute. The Fantastic Fox just said, "Hello, casting couch." Does she mean us? That's not what that means. That's not what casting couch means.
Wait, so are we in the finals now? We're
no, this is the semis.
Oh.
We're in the semis. As we cast live from the casting couch, Sammy. It's you and me on the black couch. Oh boy.
I'm getting aerial specialist again. Oh my god.
Kaffer says that's not what semis mean. Yes, here with the semis and the casting couch, we're gonna see who between Fantastic Fox and Incredon goes on to fight. Arakasi in the finals. Boy, this is gonna be a hard match.
Yep. Sledges and fangs for Fantastic Fox with supply specialist. So big eco advantage. And going into a sledge. Interesting. I think it's fine because the Storms, I think, just win Fox the round here anyway. But Incredon with aerial specialist and then fangs and sledges and not picking their next unit yet.
The comfort pick of aerial specialist for Incredon again, but I like the immediate Phoenix's cool unit.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I mean, I think the fangs will survive this though. I think the Storms are going to put in work for Fantastic Fox in this first round.
Yeah, the Storms are going to be really good against, everything here. They take a little bit longer to kill sledges and fangs than you'd expect, particularly sledges, but they'll still be good against them as long as Fox's line holds, I think. The Phoenixes, unfortunately, are on the wrong side to kill the sledges, but there's a lot of fangs to time up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that storm damage. Aren't Storms such a beautiful unit?
They are, I love them.
And
I think they're going to get nerfed in the next patch.
Interesting. Well, with the sledges only being on one side, unfortunately it means there's no one to protect the fangs, and the enemy's sledges are just gonna wreck through your fangs. They just can't handle them.
And there's nothing left to do with the Phoenixes.
Exactly. So. It's going to be an auto. Not Miss Fantastic Fox's first auto loss to air. But it's round 1, and it's not huge to... not exactly you're going to expect the Phoenixes immediately.
Yeah.
You can hear the bias again. I was taking it easy there. I was like, oh, well. Can't expect her to know the Phoenixes were coming, can we, Sammy?
No.
No!
But you have to expect the boats.
Yes.
Subsidized Stormcallers. Very smart from Fox for not picking that up, because Fox already has 2 Stormcallers.
I agree with that.
Perfect amount.
The perfect amount of storms. Instead of getting Nano Repair, which I think can be strong on anything, very strong on Giants, but even on like a unit of sledges or something, if you're not getting field maintenance. I guess because you already get field maintenance on sledges, though, it's a bit of a waste. Doesn't stack.
Yeah. Although then that lets you get like other upgrades, like you can go
Yeah.
for like enhancement EMP.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I like it on like really high. Yeah, like that's an item that just gets better the higher the level of the unit.
Yeah.
It's percentage based.
If
so
you
the
put that
higher
on,
the HP.
yeah, like a big melting point or something, it's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Missile coming down immediately from Incredon to get rid of those sledges. I do not think Fox is in a good spot this round at all.
Fox with a counter missile, but only hits half a unit of sledges, not the full unit.
I want to say Fox is ecoing here because she only bought 1 unit of Mustangs as far as I can see, and that is just half the money she would have had this round. Do I guess Nano Repair also costs? Nano Repair costs money, that might be why.
Fox also bought a missile.
Yeah, she only bought 1 unit of the Mustangs. It's actually doing a lot better than I thought it would, honestly. Like, the Storms are actually doing really well against the Sledges. And the Mustangs are... well, they're trying. They almost got through to the Storms with 1 Fang.
Yep.
But not quite good enough, unfortunately. But at least the Phoenixes are dead, so the Mustangs did their job there.
Yep.
Now it's just, can these Storms win? I think even nerf, they'll kill this Storm. No.
No, oh my god, that was a really bad
Volley, they all missed.
Red, yeah. Oh, is this 1 missile gonna do it?
No.
Nope,
But here come 4 launchers, that is. Oh dear. This is a good battle. This is a good, like, war going on here of artillery and tanks and infantry. This is some real, just, like, basics, fundamental shit. I love to watch it. Shield
Smoke bomb,
specialist.
and I hate that you can't go back and view the choices. They pop
Yeah.
up so like they pop up literally for a second and then they're gone. So yeah, shield specialist and smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb, yeah. Now, Smoke did a pretty good amount for Incredon in the last battle, and it lasts for 2 rounds. It comes back around. I think it's a fantastic upgrade. Always love to see Smoke.
Yeah,
Fox instead going for Shield Device Specialist.
I don't like shield device specialist that much.
Yeah?
Yeah. It doesn't apply to like the fortress shields and stuff, right?
I don't know. I don't think it
I don't
does.
think it does. It says only shield devices, so I assume
Yeah.
that's only the thing. So.
I think it can be good if, like, I mean, when your enemy already has Storms in the field, Storms eat shields. But it can be very strong. I've definitely seen shields go down that would not have lived if not for the specialist, and then they turn the match. So we'll see.
What do you think of Fox's flank here with the double crawlers on top of the storms and fangs?
I like it. If it wasn't flank sick, it would do a lot. Even flank sick, I think it will buy some time.
It's gonna buy a lot of time, especially it will give Fox's storms time to get in range too.
Meanwhile, on the other
Actually,
side, though, look,
the-
smoke on the Mustangs to stop them from killing the Phoenixes. That's a nice thing to put in.
Yeah. Storms still get to do what they want though. They don't go all the way into the smoke.
As before, yeah.
Yeah.
And they are still doing a lot, but now there's nothing to kill those Phoenixes, and that was the pivotal difference last round, as Fox managed to take them out.
Ooh, but they're on the tower on the other side, and ooh, but that tower goes down to the storms. Or
The Phoenixes, actually, and that's the big importance of speedy units, not just in when they show up in the battle, but a speedy unit can exploit a victory and take that tower down faster than the slow sledges, and that's going to be pivotal here.
And I think Fox just needs some AA that isn't Mustangs, because Mustangs, they need to get too close to kill the Phoenixes. They need to get through all the chaff and the Stormcaller volleys. You need something like Marksman or
Yes.
your own Phoenixes to get through this, because you're not going to... The Mustangs aren't going to cut it without a ton of upgrades.
You need a kind of unit that is going to be living till the end of the battle.
Fox going for speed instead of intensive training. Intensive training is the pull right now.
Yeah, wow, they both ignore it. Am I crazy, or do I feel like you never skip intensive training?
I think it's so good, because you could just keep stacking it on like we saw with crabs. Even though it didn't work out, he had those like rank like 8 or 7 Mustangs. Like you could just
Yeah.
make one unit ridiculous. Which right now I'm staring at those sledgehammers with the nano repair. They could be level 3 right now because they would be get the upgrade and then you intensive training to get level 3. And that is like a game changer because those things it'd be so hard to kill them.
But here's the problem. They're only level 1, and they're not going to get upgraded unless Fox Det's here.
Fox Dets. Oh, no.
I don't like that. I don't like putting a nano repair onto a unit of tanks that won't even be leveled. That's like what you do when you get nano repair, is boost that health up, because it's percentage-based. It only gets better.
Fox goes for Wasps with immediate jump drive.
Interesting, because she's stacking with speed specialists. They are 24 meters per second. They're the fastest thing on the field. I like them.
Oh, and she's trying to rush the storms?
She what?
I think she's trying to rush the storms with the Wasp before anything else can get in the way. She's trying to like blitz the storms in the tower.
I like it. It's
look,
aggressive.
They're getting on the tower.
Yeah,
Tower's
that's the speed there. I like it. Very fast, quick attack force there. Gets the tower, gets the storms, and is AA. I like that.
Oh, and that's terrifying because they're jump drives. So they can be anywhere. They can just go wherever they want now.
That's nice finesse.
Man.
I like that. Using speed as its own weapon there.
Yeah, it's something he doesn't usually always feel like. I always see speed special. I'm like, I'm not gonna run this until I have like, unless I have like crawlers involved or something. But it's letting Fox play so aggressively here.
Yeah, that was very aggro, and I really enjoyed seeing it. And the Wasp level, and I think this will actually be important with that big investment, is making sure her Wasps don't become chaff, but actually continue to be like replaced with the jump drive to be carries. That's going to be critical here, because if those Wasps just start dying to Mustangs, it's over.
Yeah, and please upgrade the sledges.
Please upgrade the sledges. Well, she's not going to fall behind intensive training because neither of them got it. So it's like the thing never rolled. Incredon say going for the acid, which again, this is why I love to diversify in the air. Love to diversify in the air is because you're not vulnerable to the ground stuff as much.
Yep.
But please upgrade. Let's see some upgrades here. Both, well, not both players so much. It's just Fangs for Incredon, which you can take or leave. But I really want to see some upgrades for Fox.
Oh wait, did Fox go ER Vulcan? No.
No.
Wait, immediately best partner Vulcaning. Oh my god, this is like intensive training would be so good here, but
yeah, no upgrades again.
Like, why are you going into the Vulcans? Incredon does not have a lot of ground units, period, and they're aerial specialists, and now you've got the boats on the table. Which the Vulcans, I guess they're spawning a marksman, and Fox Dets for this. This is dangerous, I think.
This is
so
very dangerous. Vulcans can help you in situations. I don't know if this is it. Like, the Vulcans are still good against the sledges, don't get me wrong. They are good against the sledges, but especially the positioning here, too. Unit's going to clump with them for the storms, possibly.
The sledges aren't even a problem. The sledges are one with no upgrades, right? Like, look at their damage. They did 4,500 damage.
It's a weird move, I agree, especially because the Phoenixes for Incredon are going to slaughter them in the front of the formation. I think they're meant to tank, but for the Wasp, but I don't know. This is interesting. We're going to see how it plays.
29 movement speed Wasp, by the way, with the haste module.
That is nice. I like the speed, and the Vulcans are surviving, so they're kind of doing their job of tanking here, which is nice. The Phoenixes actually don't go straight onto them.
The marksman actually wrecking the Phoenixes and the Overlord on the left side from the best partner, which is interesting.
And tower goes down.
I feel like you can get that without spending the money for the Vulcans.
Yeah, the big problem now is very little A left. Oh, but the Fangs! The brave Fangs are coming! And with the Overlord down.
Not the Mustangs, the marksman.
Yeah, she's got it. That was an interesting move of the Vulcans there, and it paid off. They tanked quite well. And it's just barely a win. It's not much of a win, but it's just barely a win.
I still feel like you could have done better by going for, like, marksman and then maybe, like, one fortress or something instead to tank. But it worked, so... It
worked. And she is in a position now where she can just get more of them because she's already invested in the best partner, and that means more marksmen at the same time. I love to see her getting the upgrades for the Wasp, though. That's what I want to see.
Yep, and 200% damage, advanced fire control system. I wonder if she's going to put this on the Vulcan. I don't think you put this on the Vulcans, because the Vulcans aren't really killing, they're tanking.
Put on some Wasps! I don't know.
Wasps for...
Maybe Storms.
Oh, it goes on the Wasps. 1,000 damage Wasps.
That's pretty good. As long as they live.
Oh, and then... Okay, I like this. Fox buys marksman now because the whole thing with best partner is like it becomes so much better when you have marksman. You can get the upgrades.
I
Do you
like...
think shooting squad stacks with the Vulcan marksman. Not that it's good.
It does, yeah, it does. I don't like shooting squad on the marksman in general, but it does. The big thing I'm worried about for Fox's wasps, I love carry wasps, but these ones don't have a range upgrade available. And I really worry that's going to make them unable to do their job as carriers, because unless you get balls in front of them, which are the only shorter range unit in the game, they're very flimsy as soon as they walk forward and die like a single unit of Mustangs, so... I'm worried about that.
Yeah, no Mustangs for Incredon. I'm curious to see how Incredon's boats are going to perform here. I don't think...
The fleet. The fleet is here.
Extended range fleet. I think they might crumble under the wasps though.
As Fox says, boatman, I tip my cap. Nya, the fleet has arrived. And it is a bit worrying because Fox doesn't have a lot of units to kill all of these boats. As we saw, it was barely handled last round. And not a lot surviving long enough to defend. Ooh, the tower going down is important.
The wasps just blitzkrieging the tower, but the two boats on the left are going to be fine. Oh, the other tower goes down, but I think it's bad timing. Oh, but the wasps are so fast.
It's the wasps now, Sammy, but it's only 3 of them.
It's only 3 of them, and the boats are so strong.
Some Mustangs.
Boats.
Yeah, it's just too many.
Here, but it's
too many. Oh, it doesn't get that last overlord, so it does full damage. Yeah, really lacking, and you need like phoenixes or something here.
I think you just go more marksman because you've already committed to the marksman. I know they don't do the job as good as phoenixes, but
it's more their vulnerability. If you get marksman more here, you need to get range. It's also because at this late round, you can bring in phoenixes to get the double the marksman you could normally buy because they come in pairs for double the cost. Either way, we need whatever it is, the answer to these overlords to be long ranged. And it needs to do a lot of damage, and that's what I was saying about. That's what I was saying about the wasps. Is putting your eggs in them. They do not have the range, and if they don't get outrange, if they don't outrange the overlords just kill them.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how many levels they have. The overlords still one-shot them basically.
Yeah, exactly. Overlords.
Crawlers, and then 1 unit of phoenixes. Oh, and then another unit of level 2 phoenixes. I think Fox messed up her recruitment there. I think she meant to get 2 level 2s.
Maybe.
She bought the level 1s, and then she bought the elite and got the level 2, so I think she realized, like, shit, I forgot.
Bounty points out as well, speaking of what we forgot, I don't think she ever placed any shields after getting a shield specialist. I do that myself, so I understand, but yeah, that is
Well, it would
rough.
be nice to place them now, because Incredon's got Incendiary Bomb and Smoke Bomb ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, and they're both... Incredon likes to do this, like... I like it with smoke and oil, yeah, smoke and oil. I don't know about smoke and incendiary, like, that almost seems redundant. But we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like you'd rather use the smoke on the other flank, but we'll see.
Here we go. We're going to find out. I'm going to see, can Fox handle it? Photon's nice. Will help a bit with the Bernies, a tiny bit, but not really. Big Stormcaller damage trading from both sides. The Vulcan taking a good amount of it as Photon wears off. Now that Vulcan will go down. Storm's walking into the fire. Ouchie, oofy, rough. But the Phoenix is able to take out the Overlords on the left side. Phoenix is 4 Incredon supporting, though, on the other side, and that is going to be too much to bear.
Get the boats, but the ground forces and the Phoenixes survive, and I think that's it. That's GG.
That is it. GG and well played. Remember, folks, BMod is still the best freelancer ever, but unfortunately... its strongest player goes down. Well played. And well played to Incredon.
I'll say it again. I've said it every single match with Incredon. You gotta prep for the boats, and this is... This is how many matches in a row where someone's playing against Incredon, and they don't go into Phoenixes or Marksman early, and it comes back to bite them in the butt, because then Incredon goes for 4 boats. And you have no way to deal with them.
Yeah, the boat go. And you see how those Overlords are flimsy. Like, you see how those Overlords on the left died like shit to 2 units of Phoenixes. If you had in a previous round put down Phoenixes on the right to be ready for that, you win. The boats die.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Ever since I started playing Phoenix Heavy, I've had way less trouble with boats. Because even if the Overlords beat the Phoenixes ever, all you do is buy range enhancement, and next round they certainly won't.
Yeah.
I think well played from both players. But yeah,
no.
The big danger there for me, and it came true, is investing heavily in the Wasp was good, but not having range tech on them, you know, just makes them fly in and die. And Wasps do great damage, but if they get targeted, they fall over. They're glass cannons.
Yeah.
Commander, the council is requesting...
Starbright sent me a DM and said we need to clean up this...
Booteger says just tipped
Oh, fuck, hang on.
$6.66.
Wait.
As chat said, this is annoying. However,
Wait.
botes
No, it's not your fault. It's the Italian man. Now,
Oh, what?
as I was saying,
Wait, I'm also the Italian. Wait, I'm an Italian man.
Starbright says we need to clean up this casting couch with some wholesome bunny pictures. And then sent this. But what did she mean by this? They're cleaning up the casting couch? What did she mean by this?
No, no,
What does this mean?
no.
Does she know? She also says this is a best of 3 with advantage for Arakasi since he's undefeated in the winners bracket. What does that mean, advantage?
Do we? Has Incrodon done 3 matches in a row, back to back to back?
Incrodon got sent down to losers and then climbed out of the Inferno pit. What does that mean,
but I mean,
Starbright?
I'm saying, has Incrodon just done 3 matches back to back to back to back? Because if so, I feel like Incrodon...
Well,
I
I kind of agree, but it's Starbright's tourney. We must respect Starbright. I kind of agree that
Should we do like a show match really quick before this? Before we start
Starbright says Arakasi needs 1 match to win. Incrodon is gonna need 2. That's how it is, motherfucker. Starbright's in charge of this bitch.
Oh.
Get it?
Okay.
You got it? So Arakasi gets an advantage here because they never lost, is how Starbright's running it. So Arakasi has clean through the winner's bracket, whereas Incrodon, because it's a double, yeah. Whereas Incrodon, yeah, because everybody gets 2. I get it, yeah. Standard double Lin does that, exactly. I get it. You and I, remember, Sammy, we're just the idiots who cast. We're not running the tournament.
Let's see. Does Incrodon have aerial specialist again? No, heavy armor.
That's something different for Incrodon. Here we are. This is the finals. We've made it, Sammy.
We have.
It's been a long road.
Been a long and fun night.
It has. I've enjoyed it a lot. It's been a great tournament. No matter what happens, players have given us some great matches. I'm sure there was a few people we didn't get to cast matches of overall. Sorry to you. And also thanks to Starbright for making a great tournament. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, none of this would have been possible without Starbright, everybody, so...
Literally, because it's not our tournament. We're not doing it. Like, literally, she did it. We're just casting.
We're just her shouting into the ether.
Yeah, I want to be clear when you say, like, it wouldn't be possible without her. Like, she didn't support us. It's her tournament. We haven't done shit. We're just casting. So, as every time, Arakasi opens with the corner strat.
But it's speed specialist corner strat, which I feel like has some more merit to it.
I hate it.
Look how fast they were in that tower. So this is where I think that like deploying on the front line is actually good. And it's when you have like a starting comp of balls and crawls and you get speed specialist. Like that is just like, okay, I'm gonna overrun you in the blink of an eye sort of strat. Because now if you get like mechanical rage on either the balls or the balls don't have it, but on the crawlers, like those little guys are moving at incredibly fast speed.
Yeah, it's definitely the ultimate start, as someone in chat says, for Arakasi, who have speed specialist, balls, and crawls. Great pickup to start this with. I hate it. I'm going to wear my bias on my sleeve. I hate the strategy. I want to see it get beaten. I really do. Especially because I know, from what I've been told, that Arakasi has just, like, done this every single match through this tournament to get here. I want someone to punish the shit out of it, and it's going to have to be Incrodon.
Let's hope.
I
want to see a full 3 games.
I
guess 2 games?
I almost... I don't think Incrodon should do this, but I almost, as Incrodon, say just like, you know what, just abandon that tower and just start setting up your entire force on Arakasi's other flank. And just, like, make it, just reinvent, like, the direction of this battle. Just, like, sacrifice to the strong comp and then just fight from the side, like, as if that was your entire force.
Yeah, it's hard with Arakasi's units moving so quickly, though. I mean, these are... 19 meters per second speed crawlers.
Love it.
Round 2, sticky oil bomb, amazing.
Love it. So this is what I want to see. I want to see someone exploit not the aggressive speed of that, love that, but just the close clump. Starting the storms, Incrodon should have the tools to do this This is really where Arakasi, who in between the games in the chat was like, it's stronger than Beagle thinks. It's not a gimmick, you know. It is just strong. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see here just how powerful it is if Incronon can take it out. Take this one away from me, Sammy. Tell me what's going on.
Well, the crawlers did not get stuck in the oil, but the balls did. The balls are the big damage dealers here, and they're not getting blasted by the storm crawlers. On the other flank, we do see a clump forming that's about to get nailed by the storms again. Again, name of the game is just storm crawlers just carrying all over the battlefield right now. However, Arakasi has pushed through the oil, but not without heavy losses. And it's only storms left for Incronon, but I think the storms. Ooh, it's gonna be close.
Oh, that was so important, that Arclight being there to get the tower down. Yeah, that was important.
Missing. Oh man, I think that might have just blown it. With storms, it's always RNG.
But these two storms on the right, if they get that tower on Arakasi's side, they can kill that entire blob.
Yes. Oh, and that's most of the force down. It's only a four Mustangs.
Here we go.
It's gonna be close. Only one Mustang. I think Incronon's got this.
Oh, that was close. The oil was pivotal there. Watching the balls get tar pitted was like medieval times.
Oil lasts 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, it lasts 2 rounds, so this is a really nice early pickup. You buy this now, of course, with the patch of a month ago. That's going to be a really nice early pickup against this. But it's going to be gone the round after this, and Incronon needs to, like, you know, it's like 1 hour no rush here, like 1 round no rush. You need to be ready for when the oil wears off after this round. You need to have a proper answer, because that was still looking pretty close, considering the oil did so much for you. Ooh, Rhino from the side from Arakasi is nice here to mix things up. That's good.
Side flank, definitely. I think one effect, by the way, is that the oil is going to be much more effective this round because there was the delay and the crawlers didn't get caught in it. But now with the crawlers getting caught in it, I think it's going to be much more effective this round. EMP Arclights for the extra slow.
I kind of like that. I kind of like it. I don't know.
And it slows the Rhino, but you need like more just meat on that side. You need your crawlers, more fangs. I don't know what to do.
Sledgehammers.
More fangs. Sledgehammers.
Sledgehammers
for combat, but Incronon has 200 right now. Incronon going
because of the tech.
I don't think.
I think I would have almost preferred an EMP on the storms, but I think just this round I would have preferred sledges.
Incronon gets another Arclight for that flank. I think you need to at least get like a fang there because you have just a bunch of Arclights. Where did that Arclight go? Actually, Incronon moved it.
And
moved it to
there's nothing to kill the Rhino.
Flank, Incronon already has a unit of crawlers there, so Incronon is doing one of the counters to the strat, which is just going hard on the enemy's flank.
Yes, definitely do that. Incronon likes arcs. Unfortunately, only the storms can kill the Rhino, and I don't think we're gonna kill this main force with the storms fast enough here as Incronon to deal with the Rhino. So I don't think it's gonna work. That Rhino's a really inspired choice from Arakasi to tie him up. Great choice there.
Incronon does win the flanking action with his Arclight, but because of the strike sickness, the flank sickness is too late. But I think next round, if Arakasi doesn't counter it, it will work wonders for Incronon.
Yeah, this is that problem where you win a flank with an Arclight. I know this well because I do it all the time, but then the Arclight can't like do anything with that. It's too slow to get the tower.
Yeah, too slow. Incronon will get both towers though.
Yeah, that used to give you a lot of XP, but not really anymore.
Not anymore.
And Arakasi gets it as well, and it might actually be just enough to tip this Rhino into leveling if it kills some more stuff after this.
Let's see, I think no, the Arclight's gonna get this crawl.
Yeah, unfortunately for Arakasi, wanted this Rhino to just get like, it's just a little bit more XP here. It'd have to kill this Arclight. Yeah. It might actually, the way that the balls might not kill it in time.
Well, the thing is that Arclight was paired with crawlers. The problem is the crawlers died to Mustangs because the Arclight took a second to come in. Now I'm wondering if Arakasi does nothing else, doesn't commit anything else to that flank. I think that the Arclight kills the Mustangs fast enough, and then the crawlers kill the tower, which could, you know, come in clutch and if it comes in at the right time. But I don't know. Those Mustangs also just reached level 2, and that will wreck the crawlers.
People thinking very hard here. Incronon has to think even harder than Arakasi because Incronon has to win twice. Arakasi only has to win one. Incronon has subsidized storms. Yeah, I mean, very little AA for Arakasi, and if you get him in before the Mustangs start leveling, even easier. Level 2 Mustangs there.
I was gonna say the solution is put some beef on the assault flank to buy you some time for the Stormcallers to really do work. But I mean, the fucking boat just works as well, I guess. I don't know. You can't say no to boats with Incredon.
I like this because the only AA on the field is the Stangs. There are 2 units of them, but level 2, yes, level 2 Arclight here is going to kill those Stangs on the flank. So there's only 1 unit of level 1 Mustangs left to kill this Overlord. It feels like a runaway Overlord kind of round.
It does. Where's the other unit of Mustangs? Oh, they're all the way on the other flank.
So they will be alive, and
Yes.
if the towers go down enough, they may kill the Overlord. It really depends. Watch this unit of Mustangs in the back right, basically, because they are going to be the ones who win or lose the game, I think.
Yeah. And Arakasi's so lucky to get the Photon with this.
And never mind, Arakasi picks up Phoenixes. Exactly what's needed here.
Oh my god.
Perfectly what's needed. Comes
Where
in to deal with
Arakasi
the...
Phoenixes?
On the left,
Oh,
the arc flank. Both deals with the flank and deals with the Overlords later. Specifically on the flank, the Overlord's even on, too. Like, just, it's Minority Report here. That's, like, prenaturnal. That's transcendent. Great wisdom.
Yep.
Definitely read the
Overlord
Celestial
will
Heavens
deal
for
with
that one.
The Rhino, but again, there's just no beef on Incredon's
Yeah.
flank. The tower, you're doing speed specialist crawls and balls. You gotta put something in front of that tower,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, there's just no beef.
Yeah, Incredon's gonna get up their tower again, but the Overlord's just gonna go down to all these the Phoenixes. Yes, it's gonna die.
Yeah,
There's no AA for Incredon at this point.
I'm pretty worried. Well, I want to say I'm pretty worried for Incredon, but actually...
Close.
It's closer than it could be. That's pretty close considering, like... It's 1 unit of crawlers, 1 unit of crawlers left, and then Phoenixes for Arakasi. It's definitely closer than I thought it was when I was about to say that. But I still really feel like there's just a lack of staying power in the line, as you say. And the Stormcrawlers just aren't getting enough time to do anything.
And the Overlord as well. I mean, like, everything underneath the Overlord is getting overrun and it's just getting targeted. I'm wondering, this might be like this is like one of my crazy crackpot strats that I don't think about, but I just think would be cool. Incredon goes for more Overlords with Wasp spawning on the opposite flank.
Yeah.
And because that flank is like taking a while and it takes a long time for the main fight to get over there, they're just generating more and more Wasps and a bigger and bigger army. And by the time the main fight comes, you're fighting like 2 full health Overlords with a giant army of Wasps. I don't know. Could be something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what I was saying at the start. It's just like, just pick a new place to, like, as your LZ to fight this battle from. More Mustangs coming in now for Arakasi. I'm worried for Incredon if Incredon just keeps going boats here. Like, it might work, but I want to see something different here.
Yeah, we see a lightning storm on the front line, which you can't really shield the front line units because they run forward. I want to see this lightning storm even further forward because Incredon's front line doesn't get to move an inch before they're set upon.
Yeah.
And these units are fast, so you need to put that like almost on your own side.
Yeah, we've seen this considerably with Incredon and all the Colons tonight. That it needs to just be further forward, like lead the target.
Wait, I like this, the flank boat. Wait, no, where'd they go?
Oh, Starbright points out that's an EMP blast, not lightning. So never mind. That's actually finely positioned.
Yeah.
That'll be just fine.
Slow?
Yeah,
Yes,
it does.
slow.
So that's really good here. More boats for Incredon. It's like, it's the thing.
But Incredon had the flank boat and then moved it, which I really liked because it forces it forces Arakasi to suddenly like pivot away from that frontline fight and be like, oh shit, I gotta deal with my flank.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think you need to be, when you're getting like, positionally just like clumped on like this, you need to be a bit more creative and start putting pressure on other places and understand the tangential relation of pressure in the opponent's mind and what they have to react to.
Ooh. I do like this though, the defensive missiles from Incredon with the EMP. I think this might... We'll see.
We'll see. It does take a while for the EMP to land and the ball's already there and still no beef. Still no beef. Those balls are leveling. I am terrified. Those are the scariest balls I've ever seen. Flat Mustangs on the flank doing nasty damage to the Overlord there. We'll level next round, but not yet. Tower goes down. Phoenix is coming in. Hitting the crawlers for now, but the Mustangs are killing the Overlord over and over.
Those are really the scariest balls you've seen, Beagle. This must be your first time on the casting couch. Jeez.
I
Balls.
do not want to discuss this further as the balls come in towards the Stormcalls on the other side, but that's what level 1 Overlord just won't be able to hold.
Yeah, I just won't against Phoenixes and Mustangs. And now that it's towered, it's And I feel like the flanking Overlord. Yeah, Incronon had it on the flank, then moved it back to the other side, and I feel like it would have been served so much better on the flank. I even see, why did it aggro to the center? I guess because the units are just so fast, right?
I am amazed to see Incronon get a nuke here and go for a Scorched Earth nuke on his own units, knowing they'll be overwhelmed by that point by the speed specialist. That is...
You know what's funny? I think the nuke is too far forward. I think it's gonna miss. I think they're gonna blitz through the nuke and then move on to the second tower and it's gonna miss.
I don't know, man. Like, I've never...
but the oil. There is oil.
I've not seen a broken arrow before. I think where it was before was the right spot, honestly. I don't know. I think it was actually placed correctly.
Yeah.
Like, I think Incronon was right to nuke his own Arclights, because they'll be dead. I really do think that it was better there, but we'll see either way.
Yeah. I just want to see Incronon commit harder to the flank here. Like, what if he pulled the balls and the Overlord up into the flank instead of directly into his front line? I don't know. He needs his own front line. He needs his own beef.
I got bad news for you, Incronon. I think Incronon is under the gun. Wait, bad news for you, Sammy. I think Incronon is under the gun. I think mentally Incronon is struggling here to answer the speed. I think just playing into, like, what's best about it and just never getting, like, that anvil needed to just slow it. Like, okay, you can slow down it with debuffs, but it still gets to you. You need, like, actual units to slow them the fuck down, like, at this point, you know? Vulcan to kill the crawlers, Sledges, Fangs. And I think, you know, just reeling, like, that's a lot of money for the nuke, and if you don't win this round, you're fucked. Even if you do, it's only one round. Here it comes!
Goodbye, Arclights and Crawlers.
Bravely, those Arclights held. That was good. That was a good nuke.
That was pretty good. Are the Phoenixes still alive in there? I think I see them shooting. That's only just one.
Yeah, I mean that nuke was good, and you can't shield that. You're not gonna be like, okay, now my enemy's gonna nuke themselves.
Yeah.
But where's the AA for this one Phoenix? There's only an Overlord left.
There's an Overlord and a couple
Fangs.
Little hero Fangs. The Fangs will get it, I think.
Fangs will get it. So that's all well and good. Incronon buys some time. But Incronon, that's the first round Incronon has won. The only way that that nuke ends up being worth it in the long run is if you now use the tempo that you just paid $350 for.
Ooh, Acid Blast.
To get back in the game. Acid is nice. I will admit, Acid is nice.
Remember, the oil is still there, and Acid right on top of the oil. Ooh, Orbital Javelin for Arakasi, that was going to go right on top of that. Yep, right on top of the Overlord.
I want to do a shout out too, because I don't want it to seem like I'm, you know, I said at the start, like I'm biased against Arakasi start, I wanted to lose, right? But I want to say here that Arakasi, like, reacts to what needs to be reacted here. Like, their mental game of pushing this corner makes it so that Incronon is, like, not even really thinking about pushing the other side very hard. They're not flanking, too busy just reacting, defending. And then what I think is so good is Arakasi turns it into an L, you see what I mean? And keeps the pressure really hard on the flank.
Did you see what Incronon just did?
No.
Incronon got shielded Fangs.
Yeah.
And deaded for this.
Incronon likes doing the same thing. Both these players like doing the same thing. Incronon does Fangs and boats. Arakasi does pressure. I hate to say it, but I like Arakasi's trick more.
Yeah. I don't think those Fangs are going to last very long.
Yeah, and the acid isn't enough.
Acid's flow is... Yeah, they're just getting onto the tower. Look at those crawlers just rushing that tower. The Arclights can't deal with them because of the...
Yeah, and the thing about the acid is it's percentage HP damage, so crawlers actually can run through it.
Yeah. And I mean, the one boat is surviving on the flank. It might kill the tower, but it's against 3 boats, Phoenixes. I think this is GG. I
have worn my bias against the corner clump on my sleeve this whole tournament, but I gotta say, I think the better player is gonna win this one. It's good pressure play. And if you're not exploited back, if you're not attacked back...
Yeah, no, the Phoenixes, I think, have got this. Well, yeah, these crawlers... Maybe we... no, it's gone. The crawler's gonna do it. I mean, the Warlord's gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't think Incronon loses this round, right? I think they've got enough health.
Oh, no, Incronon has plenty of health. I thought they were on, like, 800.
No, they're on, like, 2200.
Incronon is still in this.
But we need to see something different. We need to see imagination, creativity... Incronon's like, I hate this playstyle so much,
I think you just put an Overlord like on the flank, so it just rush in and just force Arakasi to react to you instead of just reacting to them.
I agree. I want to keep in mind too, this is all easier said than done.
Oh no!
It's so easy for us to say this from up here, but the advantage of this strategy that Arakasi is doing is that it is you know, I love the fact that it's a pressure game, it's a mental game. You are fighting your opponent so hard and so immediately on this L where they all fight at once that they literally, like, in their minds, probably can't even think of anything other than, like, holy fuck, I gotta just, like, punch back against this army, you know?
Yeah. We're seeing an Ion Beam on the flank from Incredon.
That's kind of cute. Incredon loves Colins, holy shit.
Incredon skipped out. He got the I think he got the Ion Beam instead of getting the Parasitic Ammo, which I think doing a Parasitic Ammo Vulcan on the aggressive side might actually be clutch here.
Yeah, but I agree.
Think it's too late maybe because the balls are very high level, but like you turn all the crawlers, which is gonna slow down the whole front line. You like turn those Mustangs into crawlers, which is gonna slow down. It's just about slowing things down, and that's what Parasitic Ammo on a Vulcan does. It just grinds the front line to a halt while it transforms everything. And
yeah, I agree. I think Incredon, and again, it's easy to say from up here, this is a very hard level of pressure to fight, and especially because it builds not just from like an opening gimmick into a very strong flanking set of armies. And it's not that clustered here either. It's not as clustered as the first time I got a bias against a Venerian. Like, this is pretty decently spread. But like, it's just hard for like... It's just really hard at this point for anything Incredon does.
Oh. Yeah,
especially
going harder into the boats.
Yeah, I don't think Incredon's got any other tricks here. I think the boats carried Incredon here, but you need to be more imaginative in this game, I think, here. I don't know if it'll do it.
I agree, and now we've got Photon on Photon. We have Phoenixes putting the other flank to deal with that one Overlord, which was kind of running right, and that Overlord is going down because it's unsupported.
Yeah.
The tower still dies instantly because, again, shielded fangs are not going to hold for you, and... Boats did survive through the tower death, but it's just no AA for Incredon. And there's Phoenixes and Overlords. I think it's GG.
I think so too. There's no way. Yeah.
Incredon might be. I think Incredon might live on low health, but it's.
Yeah, maybe just. Oh, 69. Here we go. Come on.
69. Okay, Incredon. Come on. 69 HP.
Incredon now positioned to do the funniest comeback of all time. Come on, Incredon.
Please, Incredon, please. Look at how many of your Overlords are on top grade.
Literally the most legendary position to come back from. But
I think Incredon has to shield this.
I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. I really do believe in Arakasi to win this. Arakasi has been dominantly playing this. It is not a gimmick at this point. This L is just a really good L-shaped battle line. It is upgraded, it is leveled, it has a good comp, and it is handling everything it needs to. Even when Incredon tries to put pressure on the other side, it's with an Overlord. Okay, Phoenixes, you know what I mean? Like, it's not...
Oh.
What the? What the?
Boteger says just tip $6 e 66 centesimi. NICE, Nietzsche.
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in level 1 barrier fortresses to stop this, but it is shields for the orbital bombardment, which we wanted. I think I would have rather seen every unit here get upgraded rather than the amount of money that was just spent there. No debt.
Incredon's gonna win this round, but I'm praying. Oh, you have to dead Incredon, please.
Well, I guess Incredon more like thinks... Incredon says, I hope you know I had to unplug my mic for the shit I'm saying. I think Incredon knows, though, to be fair, that they need to win more than one round here. So, if you go into debt, there's no point, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of missing the left flank heavily. But I guess for the Phoenixes.
That's a lot of missiles, man. And there goes the debt. There goes the debt.
There's the debt. And the upgrade to the level 3 Overlord. Okay, let's see what happens.
But they're upgrading the front one that dies first. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. The orbital comes in, the barriers go down, enemy overlords have been destroyed, photon overlords trying to hold as long as they can, forts fighting back against the balls. Balls are going down here as the battleships fight literally for their lives. Execute Order 69. Those Arakasi battleships need to go down, but there's not enough to destroy them. The tower is taken out.
The tower!
The Phoenixes come in. The fleet is sinking. The invincible fleet, Sammy, is sinking.
Even 69 boats cannot defeat The L shape.
G to Arakasi. Well played.
G.
Love it, hate it. Who are you talking to, Beagle? Just myself. Love it or hate it, Arakasi just cleaned all the way through the winner's bracket, never even needing the second life. The extra Mario was not needed. Complete victory for Arakasi today. Absolutely dominated the tournament, and very well done indeed. Tell me about the strategy.
You always say in Arma, the death of you is like the L-shaped ambush, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're literally just seeing that play out right here.
Absolutely.
It's the L-shape. You're gonna get in from all sides. You got these, and it was the perfect storm. It was starting crawlers, starting balls with speed specialists. It's like, you could not ask for a better start. And I think what really just killed Incrodon here was that tower going down every single round. Early, before the boats were dead, before even the arc lights were dead, that tower was getting rushed and killed, and then after that everything just cascades apart. And the rounds were close. Incrodon was not losing by a lot. Like Incrodon was losing until the end. Incrodon was losing like sub 1,000 HP every round.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to exploit the weaknesses of this formation, which is you flank them so that you're forcing them to react. Like when Incrodon put that boat on the flank, I was overjoyed, and then he moved it, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I agree.
Or I think actually what you do here is you maybe even rush the opposite side. Like put like 2 or 3 crawlers right on the line on the opposite flank of them, and let them react to that while you do things elsewhere.
Here's the thing is. And I want to say something else before I start saying this too, is that there were rounds where we watched Arakasi do this at least once before, if not twice, where I looked at the formation, I was like, surely you can exploit this, like it's clumped before it gets in. I don't want to say that with this comp here, specifically because it was speed specialist balls crawls. I don't think I could have stopped this on this flank either, I really don't. It gets into your force so fucking quick, all you can hope to do is just sandbag it for a second, but it's just on you like fucking lightning. It's so quick. I agree with what you're saying instead. I agree with what you're saying instead, that with like the other ones, like the slower units, like the 6 meter per second units, I think you can just split with storms. Here you can't. But I agree with what you said, that the key here was to play a mental game. I think what you really saw is Arakasi's pressure game and relentless aggression. It's that violence of action. Incrodon is not thinking about what else to do strategically, only tactically how to win this fight. You can't win this fight. You're fucked. You cannot win this fight. It's crazy. Like, you can, obviously, but, like, I don't know how the fuck you do it. What you need to do instead is, like you said, exploit the formation. Remember that while they're super strong here, they've got nothing on their other tower. Nothing! The entire match, fucking nothing. And when you try to just funnel more units into killing this, unit to unit, you'll always be behind because they put all their forces there. So you'll always be behind on units. You can try to exploit it with units that are more cost-effective, like 1 unit of Stormcallers, but you need to be pushing the other side, too, because, like, you know, what do you... That's the weakness of this strategy, is that you are completely leaving one side open to do it. So push that side, you know, positionally, be more imaginative, move around the map, flank. And I think it's so scary for people to do that. The reason no one does it against this strategy is because you're so scared. You're like, oh, but if I don't fight back against the clump, I'll lose. But fuck it, bitch. Like, you're already losing against that clump no matter what you do. It's time to stop hesitating and get out there, you know what I mean?
The most underrated aspect of this game is the psychological warfare aspect. Like, just making your opponent railroad in on one thing. We talked about it with, like, the recycling the flank unit and making them overcommit. And we're talking about it here with, like, you know, there's so much overwhelming pressure. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. But the answer is, what if you just don't deal with it? What if you just make them deal with you instead? And that's, I think, how you beat this, is you make them start dealing with you. And then you can actually find something clever to deal with that flank, like maybe like a Vulcan with parasitic ammo or something like that. But you're never going to win playing into their game, because speed specialist ball crawl deploying on your front line, they've won that. They're going to win that because they're fighting with every advantage on their side at that point. It's tough.
And it is tough because this is a strategy that doesn't play standard. Standard play, like very basic level standard play, is just everybody on the front line. Next is like you start flanking. Next is like you like commit the flanks harder. And I think this kind of strategy goes to the next level of mental of like, okay, this is a fucking gambit of you completely leave your objective open, but you put so much pressure down that the enemy just can't find the time or resources to attack it. And having played against shit that's kind of like this before, I think what I found success with personally was, like I said, you just gotta realize that you are gonna lose in some places, but win from others. And it looks impossible to deal with it this round, but it gets to like get built up to this point, I think, the longer you play into it. Whereas if you place units on the sides, yeah, they'll then place units on those sides to defend the tower, or they'll, you know, but that's a win for you, because that's not letting them just put more into their clump, right? Like, you're spreading the battle out again, rather than allowing them to. If you never put adequate pressure on these flanks, then they are just going to keep funneling units into their own clump, and then they have time to make their own L, and at that point, I mean, Sammy, look at the formation at the end of the day. Like, forget that this is Mechabellum, forget the mechanics or rules of the game. Just in any game, war, real-life history, anything, look at the formation of attacker v defender here, and you can see from the posture, right? One person is an aggressive flanker, one person is defending in a box. And you know what that means when you see that, right?
We defend in the box.
Yeah, when
Never want to be the one in the box.
When you're in the box, you can literally see from the body language of formations here who has the initiative and who is defensive.
This is an XCOM chat. You don't want to box strat in a game with AoE weapons.
Yeah. And the final thought I think for it too is that it always comes back to it. This is the golden rule of Mechabellum, is do anything you can to take back the initiative. Is even if it doesn't make full sense, anything you can do to make a move that makes the enemy react to you and not the other way around, no matter what the context of the game, I find, is generally, if you can't decide, it's going to be the better option. You know what I mean?
Well, we were saying abandon. I put it in the chat. We weren't saying abandon at turn 1. I just think you have to do, like, at some point you got to do something to force them to react. Whether, like, at one point in Incredon, you put an Overlord on their flank, and I think that was, like, the thing you should do. Because you can still invest in holding your line and shoring up your front line, while also putting just, like, a single Overlord there, and then they have to deal with that Overlord because it's a huge problem, and they've invested so much on their front line that they don't have anything back there to really deal with it.
However, we should not have a voice-to-text interview on the tactics with Incredon. If anyone, we should have it with Arakasi if Arakasi wants it, and if Starbright wants it.
Is Arakasi here? Arakasi's on the Discord, but he's muted, I think, because the game. If Arakasi wants, I'll move him in here. We can have the winners interview.
I know it's been mentioned. Winners do deserve their interview, and that was a big win. Arakasi says, sure. Yeah, bring him in.
Sure.
Bring him in.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy. GG. Good win. That was strong, and that was the best I've seen that strat played, I think, in that last round. That was, with the stack speed, that was so fucked.
Yeah, the speed really helps, especially that one round with the oil. A couple of rounds with the oil, but I also bought speed, this temporary speed up into that oil as well, just to get my units through. You gotta get in and pressure that box.
Yeah. Crazy.
But yeah, if you're gonna do that strat, you do have to hard commit to it. It's not like you don't half-ass it in any way. Like, you don't forward deploy on one side and then half deploy on the other, because then your army's just out of sync.
Yeah.
It's a strategy that requires sync.
Yeah, I would agree that in my experience of watching people do it from above and, you know, either trying to do it myself or seeing it done against me, that is definitely true. You are just... and speed is the best way to do that, exactly, because then you can win before you get exploited on your other side. It's just so much pressure. I love to see the pressure.
Yeah, even if there was an Overlord on the flank, like was mentioned, I feel like there's a very real chance I get that tower first anyway, or I wipe out enough units. It doesn't matter.
I think Overlords are... You know, I think they're a favorite unit of Incredon. I do love them. But I think Overlords cannot be a mainstay of a force, personally. I think they're a support unit. And I think that's always hard when you haven't really got a mainstay.
I think Incredon will fight you over that, but...
I think Overlords are great. I think what is needed there is maybe Stormcallers, just to... Obviously, I end up bunching up. My units all move into the same corner, the same box you're in, right? You get some Stormcallers earlier. You disrupt that a lot. Although it is rough against my faster units, my units still will come in as a clump.
Yeah.
You're like back deployed, like all the way in the backs. That like I think Incredon did have Stormcallers, but they were deployed in the middle of the box, so they were the ones getting overrun. Whereas if you deploy them behind the box, then they just fire into it once the enemy units come in. So maybe even like you get like napalm storms. I don't know.
I think the storms were alright. Like I think they were going down last. Napalm could have been good, yeah. But the one thing I want to say is what we were constantly saying throughout the match is we wanted to see some beef as well to try and slow down the attack. But yeah, I mean, we were just discussing, like, you know,
It's
how
hard to get beef
yeah,
because you're in the box. All the
box.
AOE just starts hitting everything.
The box.
Which is why I go for Overlords. It has huge AOE. I get chin guns later.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It just, yeah.
And one thing about the Overlords you did is you got the Photon as well, which takes advantage of... You're not really clumped here, which is the main thing I hate about when I see people do it, is when they clump, like, into... the strategy you're doing is a lot of unfair hate for me on a emotional level, purely because the first time I watched it done, it was a Narian, and he literally put, like, 8 units touching each other, like, nut to butt, and no one missiled it or artillery in it. I was super mad. And I've been biased against the strategy ever since, but you didn't really clump it here. It was, like, quite well spread, actually.
No, when I do it, I make sure I don't die them. I make sure I leave unit space between my units until the later rounds where I can obviously get the Photon.
Yeah.
Or shields. But the unit space is important because it allows you to insert little slots, like little slotted units where they're needed.
Yeah.
To counter specific things. And also it stops you from getting wrecked by call-ins.
Yeah, and I think especially because you're fighting on the L there, like, having such forward deployment means you'll fight at once, as you said, the box. It's good stuff. You got any other thoughts or stuff you want to say for the tournament, Arakasi?
No, other than thank you to Starbright and thank you to you two for casting.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
No, it was good matches to watch. Thank you very much. Sammy, anything?
No, I mean, it was, I think just overall the tournament was great. It was fantastic. Thank you so much, of course, to Starbright for, like, Starbright set up this whole thing. Me and Beagle literally just got on here. I didn't even know I was going to be casting this until, like, 3 hours
You were in
ago.
the fucking brackets. This could have been you, Sammy.
This
This could have been you getting killed in a box.
Arakasi's L-shaped ambush. So, everyone give your thanks to Starbright. I mean, and honestly, if you like stuff like this and you want to compete, if you're not in the Discord, click the button below underneath stream. Actually, wait, is the button there? Yeah, it's on the bottom. Or someone can link the Discord in chat and come join us because we do fun stuff like this a lot, and having more people in there is fun.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine we'll probably do this again in the future. Starbright wants this. Was really cool. So thank you to Starbright for doing it. Thanks very much to Arakasi, our champion. Thank you, Arakasi. Good play, good job, GG. Clean run. Well done.
Thank you.
And GG to Incrodon as well for not just being runner-up, but being runner-up after clawing back through the lower bracket as well. A Herculean effort to get back here to the semis and be the runner-up, but the fleet was sunk in the end. Something that will make everyone sad.
GG to everyone who played, because there was a single game that was not entertaining.
They were all cool.
I'll say that. They were all so fun to watch, so thank you everybody for participating, and it was great. I loved it.
That was sick. GG. Alright, that's it. GG.
Alright.
Alright, Sammy.
See you all later.
Yeah, I guess.
Bye.
Thank you for casting me. I thought you were great at it, by the way, especially for someone who's only played 14 matches.
100% win rate. I played a lot more in the alpha or whatever the hell it was called. I just haven't had a lot of time to play recently because other things going on, but yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
I love casting. Great.
It was fun. I loved casting of you in the Rat tournament. I love casting you here. I think you're just a great caster. It was great fun. Do it again in the future anytime. It was great.
We need to do another Total War.
We do. We need to fit it in, yeah.
That's where I can really trounce you with my analytical knowledge. You're just like a little baby. A little child.
I am a little child. Yeah, that's true. I'm a little baby. Alright, well, I'm going to catch you later, old man. See you later, GG.
Old man?
And I leave VoIP. G to the GGG. That was really good. Thank you very much to Starbright. We can't say it enough for running that tournament. That was really fun to watch. The seeding was well done. Everybody got their second chance. Even as me and Sammy were sometimes confused what was going on, the tournament was well set up. Everybody got their second chance. The seeding of who was where looked pretty good. All the matches felt pretty fun and balanced to watch. I thought it was a great tournament. The matches kept coming quick and fast. Thank you for organizing things both prior and on the fly, Starbright. That was a great time. And thanks for letting us cast it. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Alright. That's it. Swift says, okay, Beagle, now you have to play Arakasi and show us the anti-L strat. Arakasi says, please, I keep winning, send help. I don't think I could. I don't know that I would have, it's one thing to be on the casting couch and see what's happening in that last final and be like, well, this should happen. It's very different when you're under the gun mentally to react to that. And I probably would have just ended up doing the same things. That's strong. That's very, very strong. That L of the speed specialist, scary. And I don't think I'd even beat it if I fought Arakasi in the same setup. Starbright says, you want me to play on this too? But it was powerful. I think it was proven just how powerful and dominant it was in that last match. It was a really good strategy. I think, like everything in Mechabellum, it has its answers, but I think some of the most powerful strategies in Mechabellum, as I get more experience with the game, watching and playing it, is... Yeah, Arakasi says it's no mere gimmick. I wouldn't play it if I knew a simple counter. Yeah, and I know what you mean, because I had a similar thing with, like, Arc Jets when I started doing Arc Jets, and I won a lot in a row. You know, because... even if the opening, like, can feel like that, you can option into other things as well, afterwards. Like, you can option out of it and play back. But what I was going to say is that I think the best strategies are the ones that play in the mental palaces and the mind palaces rather than on the field. I think the best strategies are absolutely the ones that don't rely on this combination of units is strong or this unit tech is strong, but instead rely on this strategy, like, really fucks up my opponent's headspace. This strategy really relies on ageless strategic concepts used by actual generals throughout history of, like, flanking, formations, pressure, tempo, violence of action, all that kind of shit, right? Like, that's what you're seeing here, I think, and that's what the best strategy in this game always seem to be. It's about the mental game. That's right, you want to instill fear, as Boofus says. Fear, initiative, reaction versus action. These are all important concepts in Mechabellum. And it just seems to me, it's always what will decide games, is how well you can play the mental game. It's not so much about the units on the field, so much as it's about the two players fighting off against each other, like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!, right? Incrodon says, yeah, I can say my Mind Palace was an absolute chaos the entire game. Absolutely, like... absolutely, it is so critical to keep the initiative that hard, pressure your opponent that hard, and fluster them, and have them play in a defensive game. It is possible to come back in this game, but when you get put on the defensive, you need to fight your way out of the reactive mindset and the defensive, because it's so hard otherwise in this game. It's so tough. And 90 seconds seems like a lot of times to, like, come up with a plan and a deployment, but it's not. It goes like that. Yeah, it was great. I love it. I loved it. It was good. You played it fantastically, Arakasi, at the end there. I really, really liked it. I really liked it. I have great respect for it after that finale match. I really respect it. Well done. And I'm trying to emphasize that because I called it, like, gimmicky initially. And I want to say you really showed how I think it's very strong and just a great opener and a great thing to build on. Ricochet, yeah, because I like L-shapes too, Arakasi. I'm like still like biased, I guess, because I like doing L-shaped flanks of arc jets as well. So I know what you mean, and L-shape is super strong. I really like to see it. Red Hair One says always go speed specialist nerd. Yeah. Ricochet says Krabs and I have played like probably 100 games the last few weeks. I won the vast majority. You saw them finally take me down once and for all. All right. Look, I can talk forever, but I'm not going to because that's the tournament. It's done. GG for now. Thank you for the subs and dubs throughout the day. Thank you to USS Defiant 60 for the 53-month sub. Quitoria for 15 months. Greybot VT subscribed for 58 months sub. Thanks to the Commissar for 97 months. Slothboy gifted 6 subs to Flanflan JP, Arnex, Jokul Sirac, the Oak 123, Shuban, and Harry Wizard. Thank you, Slothboy Lives, for the 6 gift subs and being a competitor in the tourney. Thank you very much for both. Garcia Soul donated $10. Beagle, you don't have the old ringtone. No, I do. It's the same one. Thank you for the $10, Garcia. Appreciate it. Thanks to Boat Girls for donating $6.66 donations 3 times in a row with the most annoying messages known to man. Thank you so much for that, Boat Girls. I appreciate it. We're all trying to find the person who did this. Stormy Jeb, 17-month sub. Hello, Stormy. How you doing? You're a favor. Gifted the sub to Boaty Girls. Thank you. You're a favor. Oh, it's Bot-E Girls. Never mind. Thank you. You're a favor for the gift sub. FF True North subscribed for 72 months in a row. Thanks for your 6 years of subscribing. FF True North. Thank you very much. Big anniversary. Yeah, Anarchy Paladin as well for the 14-month sub. Thank you, Anarchy Paladin. And again, thanks, Boat Girls. Whoever that is for the 6.66 times 3, okay? Dollar donations. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to raid someone on them out. Hope you all enjoyed this. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. Sammy's such a fun caster. Okay, who are we rating? Dare I say, Sammy's a good friend. Arv's playing Battle Brothers, and we don't rate Arv enough, so we're gonna go rate Arvius. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow, y'all, for more games. We're probably gonna play more Aliens Colonial Marines tomorrow and go into the dig site. We've killed all the Union workers on that planet, but now it is time to fight the aliens again. I'm guessing it's gonna be hellish as we go into an alien dig site. I'm very scared, but in a good way. Incredon's in that campaign too, so hopefully Incredon survives there long enough to keep enjoying boats in the alternate Aliens canon. But until then, bye-bye everyone. See you tomorrow. That's it. Have a good one. Bye-bye. GG.